Hey, welcome to Hipster Codes. This is Hipster George Washington, Hipster GW, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, then welcome. So I just want to wrap up the year 2025 and talk a little bit about what I think my goals are for 2026 and just recapping a little bit of what happened in 2025. In short, this channel had been static for a year or two. I originally started making videos on this channel, I think in 2022 or 2023, mainly focused on Python and web development, which is really my background, right? That's like what I've been trained in. It's a large portion of what I do for a living. But for even before I did this, I went to a coding boot camp. Even before I went to the coding boot camp, I had been dabbling in the very basics of Unreal Engine since the COVID lockdown of 2020. Whenever the funny story is I downloaded the Epic Games Launcher to play Elite Dangerous because they had Elite Dangerous free for a week. And so I downloaded it and I, played some Elite Dangerous, and then I was like, what is this Unreal Engine tab here? I've heard a little bit of Unreal Engine, but anyway, I downloaded the Unreal Engine just to click around it, and I was like, okay, this is so complicated. There's so much going on here. But luckily, there were just so many videos on YouTube that didn't exist whenever I tried to get into this stuff, even like 5 years before, all for free, just to help me at least like get pointed into the right direction to even understand the basic concepts of what makes a game with a professional game engine like Unreal. Come back to my point is, I started making the channel videos for Python, but I just don't really, there's so much stuff out there, and it's something that I do 9 to 5, so I just am less interested in spending free time focusing on it. But I'm very interested in spending free time focused on Unreal Engine because it's just a super fun thing to do, and I'm still learning, and so part of the learning process is what makes it fun for me. And so this year, in the middle of the year, I just said, you know what, I need to get back to making those videos again. I've been playing the Schedule 1 game, and I think I am interested in how they actually set up some of the look-at systems, because explaining it helps me learn it, and it forces me to learn something because then I can explain it. What were my goals for 2025 regarding game development and Unreal Engine? Well, back in 2024, actually, to even go back, I wanted to make this game. I'm just going to call it Project Genesis for now because I'm still working on the title. A simple Souls-like where you have 3 characters and you have 3 types of enemies and 3 places where you can fight 3 bosses, because I thought the rule of 3 is something that you can go and just get enough practice. And my goal for it was, it wasn't going to be super fancy, it wasn't going to be perfect, it was just going to be done, because the only games I've ever finished, even to the point that I'm making this video, are game jam games. I've never made one outside of a game jam where I fully was satisfied with it, where I was going to build it and release it on itch or something like that, and especially not Steam. And so I started working back in Unreal Engine 4. I went back from Unreal Engine 5 to Unreal Engine 4, started working on this game that I'm going to just continue to call Project Genesis, and I just sort of put it down for most of the year. I wanted to finish it by the end of 2024, did not, and so I put it down. But I still like the idea of just making the smallest Souls-like game that I could possibly make to force myself to learn the components of what I would want to be in a Souls-like game, even if it's imperfect, just to learn the process of doing it. But the one game I did finish this year, it's called Have a Great Summer, #Hags, and it was part of the Game Dev Cave Game Jam. So the Game Dev Cave, one of my favorite YouTube channels for Unreal Engine. If you don't follow him, you totally should. He did a game jam in the middle of the year, and I thought it was a fun little thing. You can go and beat it in about 5 minutes. It forced me to learn some things, which is, I think, the utility of most game jams, is they give you the opportunity to force yourself to focus on a couple of different things, because it's just impossible to make a massive game if you're focused on finishing the game, which I totally was. And I thought it was, it was a little fun, cool game. It might be my best game to date. It depends on what metric you use for that. But I think there's some funny and fun things in it, and the AI kind of sucks and whatever, but it's for the time that I had and for what I was trying to do. I think it was fine. I'm kind of proud of it. And then here toward the end of the year, I tried doing what I tried doing at the end of 2024, which is trying to make this super small 3, like, rule of 3 Project Genesis Souls-like. And as I kind of anticipated, just the scale is different. It's taking a lot longer than I imagined. Now, some of it's I'm not spending as much time doing it in the evenings as I would like after I get off work. Sometimes I'm just tired, and that's on me, and I should probably work a little bit harder. But it's also a hobby. I keep in mind at the end of the day, it's still just a hobby. And so I'm at the point where I have 3 chapters in the game that I have envisioned, and I have built out part of chapter 1. But I also, during the process of building out chapter 1, I realized, I want a prologue to the game. So I'm almost done with the prologue for the game, part of which you saw in my Christmas video. Of course, I replaced the main character with Santa Claus, which I thought it was kind of funny. So I think my goal for 2026 is at least finishing chapter 1 before I start any other projects. And I'll allow myself to put down the game and work on another project if I finish chapter 1, which means I have to have 3 enemies for that chapter, and one of them is a boss fight. After that, then I'll have to make a decision of either I'm going to try and finish this game, where I finish all 3 chapters, or I can then allow myself to dive into another game. And of course, I have a million ideas, a couple of which I've narrowed down is another simulator game, but sort of a top-down business management game. The other game that I've had in my mind for years, like a spiritual successor to one of my favorite games of all time, Freedom Fighters. The PS2 game Freedom Fighters, which I think for the 2005 or 2006 or whatever it was made, had some of the best combat for a third-person game and like just some simple movements. And it was fun that you could actually lead a team and tell them what to do. And the idea would be, it's sort of like a mix of like Star Wars Battlefront 2, like back in the mid 2000s, of the conquest mode where you sort of have like this top-down map and you're taking different territories, and then you zoom in, and then I would envision it of you have a team of people that you can lead, and all these people have names, and they all have equipment that you've had to have purchased or upgraded or whatever. That's sort of like the stuff that interests me, is less of the actual mechanics of it being like as good of a shooter as Arc Raiders, but I care more about the simulation stuff since that is what interests me. So that's sort of some of the other ideas that I have for what other games I'll make, but I have to stay locked in to what I call Project Genesis and at least finish a portion of it. So at least you can spend 15-20 minutes in this game and enjoy it. Overall, even after I get all 3 chapters done, my goal is like, maybe it's an hour of fun, right? You go in and you can spend an hour of fun in the game. So what are my goals for 2026 for this channel? I think I like the weekly structure because it forces me to do something, and it forces me to not overthink what I'm doing. Because if I get caught in analysis paralysis, maybe you can relate to this, I'll end up making nothing. So I want to keep making weekly videos. Now, what will those videos look like? I think might differ. Some other things are just like continuing to highlight assets, both paid and free assets, which I've already done before. I like a lot of channels that do like motivational, conceptual videos. Now, not stuff that's like fake motivational, but I really like the channel Black Shinobi, so I'm gonna highlight him here, so go and give him a follow as well. He's done several videos that I think are extraordinarily valuable in how to think about doing game dev as a hobby whenever you have a bunch of other stuff going on. He also has, I think he has kids, a kid or multiple kids, and he's married and stuff, so he even has more going on than me, and he's trying to fit in some game dev time in his little amount of free time that he has. And so he has a lot of videos about how to think about it and how to not let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And so I like those type of videos. And also I think I want to highlight the particular skills that I'm focusing on as I show. Maybe it'll be once a month. I'll have to figure out the timeline for it, but highlighting the specific project that I'm on. I plan to do regular videos, maybe once a month, where I show this is for lack of a better word, the devlog for the game that I'm currently working on, and here's the progress that I've made in the last month. And then also using that to highlight specific skills that I'm focused on building to make that game better that I'm not fully fleshed out with yet. So that's sort of where I see this channel going. So but I am surprised, not only myself, of making these 1 videos a week, but I'm also extremely glad that we got over 100 subscribers, where it's like I'm consistently getting subscribers whenever I'm putting out halfway decent content. So I'm glad to have 100 of you here, and I'm glad for anybody who takes the time to watch the videos that I do make. And so yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody who did sub or who's watched this and hasn't subbed, and hopefully you found something valuable in some of these videos. Let me know if you're looking forward to seeing any of the updates for my video game. You'll be more than welcome to play it. It's all the video games I'm talking about right now, I envision being free. If I end up making a more high quality one, maybe I'll put it on Steam for a few bucks, but I want to do a few free games because I want to make sure that they're really good first. And I would rather forego people like a few dollars and people play the game than getting a few dollars and less people play the game. So I'll let you know whenever I end up putting these things on itch. And thanks again for being here. Again, I'm Hipster George Washington. This is Hipster Codes. I also am on Twitch, so feel free to follow me on Twitch. I don't do a lot of game development stuff on there, but I do play video games on there if you're ever interested. I also have a Hipster GW other YouTube channel that I haven't been consistently posting on, but I want to start doing more of video essays about video games and culture stuff over there as well. So feel free to give that a follow. It only has like 20 or 30 subscribers right now, but I also haven't been putting anything on it. Yeah, but thanks again. Hope you all have a great rest of your 2025. Again, hopefully you had a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your New Year's, and I look forward to 2026. Hopefully you do as well, and I'll see you all in 2026. Later.